And we're here. We're kicking off the 5-year anniversary show. Yeah, I know. You're looking confused. Calm down. I know well, I mean, you're not older than me, so just be quiet. So yeah.
4.5.
Yeah. So whatever. Just it's been around here for 5 years. And of course, we got the first new big sponsor. Winging It Restaurants have come on board. So you should have gone and already got your wings and be ready for the show. Because that's what you do. I was already there, got my stuff there on during the week.
You were working a shift at the drive-thru. Look at you, headset boy.
It's going to start already.
Wow.
Starting already. So I've brought these 3 other gentlemen in. You're like, who are they? You've seen that guy already before.
Maybe.
Cousin Ben, who does the Sunday Night Hangout. I don't know where you got that name from.
No out. I'm not out like you are, Doug.
Okay, he's just hanging. Okay.
I'm hanging in.
Then down below me here we have Charles 75N, who you've seen in the chat here before some of the shows because he likes to watch this show, unlike he's forced to do the other one. And then we have Chris down the bottom corner, who is working away, so we might lose him, but they are 3 of the guys who were the first subscribers on YouTube for the show back 5 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm happy you're having us, Doug. You know, we were there right at the start, and we've seen you grow. Outwardly, inwardly, internationally.
Okay. I thought you were talking because you usually talk about something else. So, yeah.
Oh, I can't do that anymore, Doug.
Oh my!
I know you're kind of there too.
I'm not the outlying family member that doesn't look like the others anymore.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're getting there. So yeah, so you guys are all like, when I first started, I wanted this show here to be like the music community because that's where you guys are from, and just seeing the hangs that you guys did and just the way that community comes together, and we'll talk on a weekly basis, and you guys kind of go on everyone else's shows and kind of do that there, and that was.
This guy here has his own shows, you know, Doug. You didn't even mention he's hosting Guitar Safari and Chatting with Charles.
Well, it's not Charles saying, it's Chatting with Chuck. Because tonight he's Chuck.
Well, that's the other channel. The other one's on after him. That's the other Charles that does a show right after Charles.
Yeah, which
is awesome because, again, Control V just twice in a row, Doug. Yo, Charles. And then an hour later, yo, Charles.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're going to go there already.
Well, Doug, it's hard to believe it's 5 years already. And
it is.
It really is. And I've been enjoying the show. I wasn't a big cornhole guy until I started watching it. It was like, okay. But you put on a good show, and I appreciate it.
He does.
Actually, Doug, this is my second appearance on the show, believe it or not. But it was about 5 years ago when it was a group hang like this on Ben's show. Yep. And you were talking about how you just started a cornhole podcast, and we all encouraged you and said, it's a great sport. It's going to start off slow, meaning the podcast, but it is going to grow. And look at this, 5 years in and a sponsor. The thing is that I can't get wings from your sponsor. I'm in the U.S.
No, well, you'll have to.
That's discriminatory.
You're going to be cold.
I want a refund.
But Chris, it is a rather apropos sponsor for a guy whose show is pretty much winging it.
I do. Yeah, it's perfect. That's what I do. I don't deny that whatsoever. So, Chris, you were the one who kind of also
winging it. I also wing it without the sponsor.
Do I need to mute you or something?
I've been thinking that for 50 years.
But for Chris, you were the one who really kind of helped me out along as well, because like you came from the frisbee golf, the disc golf world, right? So it was kind of like that niche kind of sport. So you were kind of really kind of
what's up, Peter Gunn?
Helping me on with
I'll acknowledge your crowd, Doug. What's up, Peter Gunn? I know how Charles feels when he comes into your chat. You say he watches you. Yeah, and he watches you.
I put him on there. See, it's why you don't work with family.
Tell me about it.
Yeah,
it's Big Naps Canucks. No,
it's been interesting, Doug. My passion for music, guitar, and disc golf is about neck and neck, more so for guitar than disc golf. But I was first on a big media team that was broadcasting a tournament from Fountain Hills, Arizona, via the interwebs
Really? Yeah, you ignored my
back
comment.
in 2011, and did that for several years and worked with various people across different companies. That original company is no longer around, but a lot of the people
What's up,
I
Donnie?
worked with then still are. And so that's why I kept encouraging you that, yeah, this is at the very beginning, but you stick with it. And it's going to grow, and it's going to grow into something more than you can plan for right now. And so it's really cool to see it happen.
I want to know why all the comments are in twice in the chat. That's weird.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Does it always do that for you? Or is this a new thing tonight?
I think it's just a new thing.
Okay, it's a new thing tonight. All right. Also, yeah, what's up, Donnie?
Maybe
Sometimes
it's-
co-host of the
Hey,
Saturday Night Hangout. Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. This is true. I want to say, I know Doug came up with this idea 5.5 years ago because he talked like a Coombs, Charles. You got to sit around and talk about it for 6 months before actually getting off your ass and doing anything, which, hey, I get.
He's going to know where he's going.
I like what you're doing with this guitar community. You know, I think, there's a place for it for cornhole, like you were saying. I was like, yeah. And so he's like, well, what do I need to go live? I said, well, at that time, the requirements were you had to have like 25 subscribers on your channel in order to go live. He says, I have 3. And I'm pretty sure that's your dad, your sister, and you. And I'm like, I think you're right. Maybe we should talk to your wife about actually, supporting. And then he had 4, just like that. And then he came on. We did a show together on a Sunday night, hanging. Go figure. Talking cornhole because I thought, there's got to be enough people that play cornhole. I've got a lot of Americans that watch. And I believe Doug hit 30 subs that night.
I think I hit 30 in like 10 minutes.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Like that, yeah.
So it was Chris and 9 of his troll accounts alone, but that's fine.
Yeah.
But and we got him started, and he said, "Hey, can you moderate for me?" I said, "Sure." And then after a while, I realized you don't need a moderator. Everybody's watching on Facebook, and I'm not on Facebook, so
the first couple of years was just on YouTube
right,
before coming over to do both.
right.
But yeah, the YouTube, I know the YouTube thing for cornhole, I'm not sure. It's still hard because it hasn't really taken off
Yeah.
as much as what I thought it may have been.
Yeah,
right.
it's weird.
But it's weird. But yeah, but that first, when we talked about it, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do a local show. Just gonna do like a 5-minute audio kind of local thing at the start. Then that turned into, well, why doesn't it be like a national? Then why can't we be international? Like just go for everything. And that's
Nationwide TV. No,
Yeah.
international.
Yeah.
Got the
and then so the first 6 episodes were audio only. And then, then found out about, you kind of put me on the
figured out how to turn on the camera.
That's right. You John button there.
Yeah. Oh, is that what that is? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of taken off. He's gone. There he is. Yeah. You talk about me, but yeah.
Sure.
So then it's now turned into It's just funny how when you first start out, like talking on camera or whatever, it's like I don't want to see my voice. Don't want to, just watching yourself. I couldn't really handle that there. But then as it's kind of gone on, you get the comfort level, and then you get people throwing you under the bus in a live situation.
Well, there is that. And let's be honest. And you are a Coombs. Like, we're not just going to hit go live and we can just blah, blah, blah for hours on end. All you have to do is ask us one simple question and we can pontificate for hours.
Yes, we can. Yeah.
As soon as you open, Charles knows well, having had me guest on his channel. He just asked one question. Zing, off I go. Hey, Brian Conway.
Yeah, Brian Conway.
Both of you. Charles and I had plenty of tire tracks on us from being thrown over or over and under the bus over the years.
Yeah.
Well, he's the OG.
Which, yeah. Ben and I, because then we had our short-lived 2-year stint, Ben, with NAS Canucks as well.
2, 3, something. Yeah.
Something like that. But that spawned from just us in a vehicle together for 24 hours driving to the southern states, right?
Yeah. Well, what could you guys possibly talk about for an hour each week?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
And here's one of the other OGs who's fashionably late.
Hey! There he is.
Who's usually in the chat as well. Using the chat as well.
Producer connects with guitars as well.
Which I can't wait that hopefully once we can get an event in BC, then I'll have someone sitting in the truck doing the camera changes.
I'm not saying
the
audio.
audio.
Looking at venues in Maple Ridge, and I'm like, well, we know a fella in Maple Ridge.
Well, and I think there was a thing that was in Port Coquitlam.
Right.
When I was still living in Port Coquitlam. But I even got a spare bed for you if that's the way you want to roll. Welcome anytime, brother. Or cousin.
I would have let off with the 20-year-old girls in the house myself. But what?
Yeah.
Hey, look, I got her. I got guns.
Good grief.
Remember, karma is real, Ben.
Yeah.
She is real.
I shared a trailer with her for 2 weeks. I'm aware.
Yes. Yeah.
There's Guitar Man 45.
Yeah. Another OG in the. He was a subscriber gone, and then he's come back again.
Who also plays cornhole.
Also plays cornhole.
Well, I don't know what shape the boards are in. He leaves them out all year.
Apparently, the grandkid uses them as a ramp for the ATV too.
Well, he's in a hot spot for cornhole anyway in Michigan. So.
Right.
But yeah.
If you had someone sitting in the green room for 15
Well,
minutes,
yeah, I was gonna let him just kind of dingle there again, but just bring him in now
hey, boys,
because he's in here now. So he's been sitting in here. He was like the second one in. So
he's one of the few people that when he comes into my chat gets his own special shout out, because every time I say the voice of cornhole, it's like, because I don't have a Rodecaster with fancy effects. I do it all here, sort of like Doug's intro video, which sounded like Charles on a human beatbox. I'm pretty sure Charles did the sound. I do Charles soundtracks. Charles does Doug's.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I was supposed to have some other music for an intro, but I'm
working on it.
Wait.
Well, first of all, the guy's like, "Hey, can I steal that squeaky squirrel?" I'm like, first of all, that's not the name of the hit single, and by you misnaming it, I don't know if I want to lend it out for. Well, then, Charles, it's one thing, family. Oh yeah, can I have a theme song for my show? Sure. It was okay. Can I use the same music for the official ACL broadcast? Blah 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 blah.
Well, when I'm on,
because I know what the ACL charges in bag fees a year, Donnie. So ACL could show me the money. You want the greasy weasel for the commercial breaks? You got to pay the greasy palm.
But you're talking to me about those fees? I pay those fees every day. But wait, I want to get back to the opening soundtrack here for a minute.
Yes.
Because where in
Why? We're trying to forget it.
did we come up with the Saved by the Bell font in the porn music?
Hey, I told you I was kind of working on something small. It may not be the best.
Oh no! Walk right into that one.
Charles, I could have. I'm avoiding a face palm for your benefit because
And oh, by the way, I might have created the double posting there because I'm streaming through Facebook and YouTube to restream it all through other stuff. So I've added multiple feeds.
But that's never happened before, so I think it's Ben's fault.
No, but it's also because I think Charles is a good friend. He follows me. So, I know you don't have many followers, but so it kind of duplicates it sometimes.
All right. I got a cat in here.
Yeah, I got a cat. Yeah.
If you saw me in the backstage, Mr. Waffles was driving me crazy because all he wanted was treats. So he came down here, finished off all the treats, and left.
Yeah, I don't know. Your litter box, I even cleaned it up for you so you could drop a deuce because I know that's what you want to do. It's like, I need to go inside to drop a deuce.
Yeah. So, yeah, like we were saying.
You know, it's Taco Bell all over again. Beckley, West Virginia, feline edition.
Oh, I think you're talking about the cat box.
Yeah, it's for the long-time viewers, Doug. We're recapping the 5 year. That story has come up on multiple channels and platforms, being the FaceBase and YouTube. Should I hit stream to my audience too, and then we'd have a whole bunch of people actually watching or something?
Wow!
Doing that.
I'll just exit stage.
I know. I'm getting booted any moment now. Then it'll be all my friends and not me. I'll be on the window. Nice, let me in.
Yeah.
He's like, no. No bends allowed. He's like, "What? You got bends?"
Should have left you at that truck stop.
Yeah, Doug, you can't choose your family, can you?
So,
Well, you know what they say.
Yeah.
You can
but yeah,
pick your friends.
He gave me the hat though, and he was with me when I got the shirt.
yep. I will. Yeah.
And yes, Trevor did the same shirt I was wearing last night because I haven't
Yep.
left the house today.
Hey, Samesies.
Great.
See,
Just
is
fancy
what-
musicians there, Doug.
if you ever want to see a music hangout, this is what their hangs are like. It's just absolute.
Yep. And I think we're doing this exact looks the same last Sunday, celebrating 2 million views.
2 million. Yes. Oh, and we Donnie and I even acknowledged that.
I know
on
you guys
the
are
show on
responsible for
Sunday.
at least a
On
dozen
Sunday.
apiece.
You know,
So
I also got to talk. I got to see all these faces just a little while ago too in a water buffalo meeting. Doug, I don't know if you know what those are, but it's when
The Timu
supporters-
version, Brian.
Yeah.
Let's get it right.
yeah.
It's the Timu version. We're not even wish quality.
So like supporters of the channel, actually get to go and hang out with other
Is
supporters.
that Al or AI? I can never tell anymore.
That's Al.
Okay.
That's Al.
Call me
That's
Al.
Al.
Oh, they're out.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
All right, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Tangents, talking stick. Well,
Yes.
more of a talking
Yeah. Yeah.
stuff.
Life. It's
Lifestyle
that-
choices.
it's that.
All of them.
Custom, yes.
You
But
were with me when I got that too.
I was. Yes.
You're around a lot.
I am. It's what I do.
Almost like family, Charles.
Yes. It's almost like family.
By the way, Charles, you got some compliments on Monday's video for your segment for Martin. He's like, "Holy crap! Charles made Ben almost spit out pop." Like turnabouts.
It's this feels like when I used to do the hangouts with the hangs. Sorry, Ben, the hangs with you and your former partner Donnie.
I do bangs. That's okay. That's how we differentiate.
And when we had the Aspos on the one night, I was just along for the ride.
Right.
That was like a 3-hour.
Oh, I remember doing one of
3 hours.
those to somebody's.
Listen, the great thing with Doug is he's like, I only got like 10 minutes of material. This is going to be a quick one tonight.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it's 3 o'clock in the morning. We started at like 7:30, and he's like, I don't think it was going to be that long. It was like, well, first of all, you jinxed it because you tried to give it a time instead of just letting it go. And then he's the one bringing up all the topics.
Well, I like, hey, let's start a podcast. I'm like, all right. And half the time I send the link, he pops in, 1 minute before showtime. I'm like, so what do you got? I got nothing.
Nothing.
Great, let's go live. I got nothing. And then he's still, like, say, an hour and a half.
Yep.
That was supposed to be an hour or less show, and it was, fun times though.
What it's you know what? That's the ability to be able to talk.
Well,
That's all you really need to do.
We both inherited that from my father.
Did you say
Although
talk
your
or
father
talk?
could talk too.
He said talk.
Oh,
He didn't say duck. I know you heard duck, but he.
No,
he
I
said
know.
duck.
I thought he said Doc. I'm like, whoa, this show just got a little racy.
Nope, it's all talk.
Like,
But you go back upstairs.
But yes,
we're bringing
yeah,
this
so-
to another level.
because the getting back on topic, because I kind of had one at some point.
Why would we do that?
Jeez, but no, but just because your hangs, you guys are talking gear all the time, and for us,
Sure.
it's
No, we're not.
most
you're
most of the time you're
How do
talking.
you think? I'm not saying Donnie doesn't know about music gear because he does just by osmosis, but he knows he can watch a 3-hour hang and we talk about music gear for about 3.5 minutes of it. And then the rest is trying to make Charles face palm or spit out his pop. Or,
If it's on a show, it typically will stay more music oriented. But you've seen the Water Buffalo meetings; those go sideways fast.
and that's the whole point too, because that's just a Men's Anonymous meeting,
Yeah.
basically.
And
Hey,
then,
look, I'm not a big music guy. I'm a consumer of music. I'm not a big creator of music, but I love the shows with all of you guys because I get to ask questions that, when you start talking about all this gear and I'm like, okay, what does that do? And what is your
Right.
favorite piece? It's just amazing. And
Which is
that-
awesome because some people that want to ask those questions won't ask those questions because they're it's an amateur question. No, it isn't.
listen,
No, it isn't. Our friend Phil has made quite the career off the amateur questions, right, Chris?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I go with the whole statement, I don't know shit about fuck.
No, and those group shows are basically saved by you and Chris because you two are the only question for the panel. We're like, great. We rarely get that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's good because, long-windedness, we can kill half an hour with one question depending on how many people are on the panel.
Well, and I
Well-
love cornhole, and I'm certainly not an expert. So when I ask those questions, it is, we'll say, as a ranked amateur, and you will answer the questions, even basic strategy to equipment to, life on the road as a pro and things like that. And I can equate it to disc golf or being a.
There's a lot of similarities between being a cornhole pro, let's say flying in for a weekend tournament, as opposed to most of our favorite musicians, which are all, well, they're older and they fly in every weekend to fly-in dates at casinos and festivals and stuff. Nobody tours in vans anymore. It's not like you open the door. Well, at least it smells like socks and farts in here. Those days are long gone.
So I'll ask the questions because the responses make sense to me. I can equate A to B to C, at least somewhat. I'm not sure if it makes sense to you, but
Charles has decided he's never becoming a pro musician or a cornhole player based on what he does.
he's making the right choice on both fronts.
Yeah, he's really smart about that. It will save his marriage. The bows. Yeah, that sounds a lot like. Well, again, that's the similarity.
I think it's actually, Donnie. I think it's that side of the panel.
Yeah, that 2/3 of the panel.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, that's similar to a jam session. In many ways.
Yeah.
Playing music or playing cornhole.
I think that's why we're drawn to it.
Right.
Yeah.
And similar to like Doug, when we're at the family memorial there, you brought the boards out, and 2 people playing, 4 people watching, commentating, conversing. It's the same as if a couple guys are playing guitar and the others are sitting around shooting the breeze.
Yep.
Same vibe, and both can be done alongside campfires. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, easily.
Don't do the cornhole over the campfire, because if you throw a corn dog, now you lost your bag.
Sure.
Oh, but then, if you get it in time, then we got flaming bags.
Yeah. I wish we had video of you throwing.
Well, don't we? Don't we have?
There's some stock footage on a certain.
We have some still shots.
Yeah, we have still shots. Yeah.
Excuse me. Has Google decided to photograph you playing cornhole and advertise it? Yes, with me.
Yeah.
He's got a point, Doug. He's got a point.
No, actually, you know what that was, Donnie? It was the guy driving the Google machine, right? Anyway, holy crap, it's December, and look at these 2 hosers out playing cornhole.
On the side of the 401. Yes.
Sweet.
Listen, I had that happen once. I actually did a video from my front yard in the middle of a snowstorm here in New England, where I was throwing bags being a knucklehead.
Right on.
This is a comment at Trev, apparently.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah, it's a long comment. Yeah,
Where? Oh, must be on the face base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's yeah.
Is that jams?
Alfredo
That's, You give him a massage on Saturday night.
Is that jams?
You would think, right? That's boner jams worthy.
That's
I
very.
think so. Yes, I think so. Yeah. I think you're probably right.
But boner jams isn't on the face space.
Well, apparently he is.
I don't know.
He's on Snapchat, which, let's be honest, Charles, makes kind of sense. Boner James on the Snapchat,
Yeah.
Is he 12?
right?
Yeah. I read that and thought that's got to be Beesman. And if it's not, then very nice, Alfredo. Glad Trev treated you right.
You're pulling a quality crowd here, Doug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't like this until you showed up.
Right. That's why you have to watch your chat while logged in as someone else to see who's actually watching.
I'm not logged in as someone. I'm logged in on myself.
Is that much like me, Charles? Someone had. We're as Coombs as this is, because I don't know what the fucking plural is of our own name. We pull the haters out of the woodwork, Donnie.
Yes.
Like you would not believe, right? Like you think that guy generates rage and hatred. I would create the Sunday night hang. Doug knows. You look, half hour before the show, 4 thumbs ups, 9 thumbs downs. Before I have even started it.
Doug
Rage.
should be sponsored by Haterade.
Haterade. I like that.
Yeah. because literally, I am not blocked from as much stuff as Doug is.
Well, that
So,
happens. You're
I
a nice
get to
guy.
see-
That's why.
I get to see all the comments, and I'm just like, really? Really? This is the guy that like started to shine a spotlight on Canadian cornhole that
Like, no one has.
Nobody cared. Nobody knew anything that was going on before. There was really ACL Canada. It was down and back with Doug.
Doug goes back so far that he actually competed on Team Canada.
The first Team Canada.
The first Team Canada. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I mean, you wear that like your badge or like your fucking 72 Summit Series. Easy there.
Yeah,
So
no, it was
like,
far. We
yeah.
were far from that.
But that's how many people played cornhole in Canada. Doug
that
actually
Doug made the Canadian team.
Yes.
I filmed one of his games.
Yes,
had
I
to
actually
in
I
the
do
public
have
back.
a photo somewhere that I screenshotted because I was number 3 in
I
Michigan.
am. Why does my sister have a wrench? That's scary.
Oh, I think from a long time ago.
I think so too. Who's talking about me?
Yeah,
Your
Oh
brother.
yeah, it was and it was tough sledding at first because still even still a little so there wasn't many people that knew about cornhole here in Canada whatsoever.
Right.
Right? It was still that backyard game or that game that like, oh, you guys have tournaments, you guys. Yeah, and it was we only had like a couple leagues at the time and just trying to get that word out there, and it was a struggle bus for sure.
Listen, 5
Sure,
years
like, well, when we first came across it, it was years before I heard of anyone north of the border even mention
Yeah.
it, let alone playing it. And it's really like it's so blown up in the last few years, like multiple leagues around here.
Yep.
And I'm in a smaller population density area. Like Doug should have like 5 leagues going on within half an hour of them at this point.
There is.
Well, good.
In a niche sport, Doug, especially at the very beginning of we'll call it media. If you express an opinion that is different than others, right or wrong, it's just an opinion, then that's going to generate a lot of hate. And for some reason, that hate just seems to stay there. For some reason, it just sticks with you, which is just ridiculous.
Well,
Let's have a conversation and disagree.
Mhm.
We
Well,
do that
that's
all the time about guitars and, why the middle position on a 2 pickup instrument is just a horrible sound.
Oh, he went
Have that
there.
conversation
He
all
did.
the time.
He
You
went
just
there.
are,
listen, I'm Chris.
unless it's a Gretsch.
Inside joke. Inside joke.
It's a joke from that show. Just like
I'm there
if there
with
was
you.
someone else here, I'd be able to talk about the Gibson Stratocasters.
Inside,
The
sure.
what?
Inside joke. But the sentiment behind it is really.
I think
just
you need a
that.
gummy, Doug.
The hate early on is
The show is lacking integrity, and I'm here to fix it. Integrity Farms.
Yeah.
Listen, when I first started talking to you 5 years ago, I thought like all you guys lived in an igloo up there. I mean, seriously.
Well, you're not far off.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, they still say I pronounce names wrong in Canada, which I think is complete bullshit.
Yeah, but that's because you can be a bit of a masshole at times. So it
well,
comes out.
No,
Well-
we got Russ involved.
That is where the U.S. started, was where I live. So it was
know.
not heard around the world. So I don't have an accent.
Oh,
Everybody
not-
else does.
Someone ex-military and history teacher by trade. You're not, which is great. Another bonus of the Water Buffalo meetings is
Yeah.
someone will sit back and let people pontificate their different opinions, and then Charles will lay down the facts. He goes, actually, and he's citing dates and areas and geographic region. Oh,
Charles, Jamestown doesn't count. Boston, Concord, first shot. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
I actually do own a website called Tea Party Cornhole. So
I'm just saying, it's like some kind of like crew knockoff. But,
See?
oh, we got a face palm out of Charles. There we go.
I think my mind went through all the interpretations of that possible.
We just did 50, Russ. We just did 50. So
Yeah.
he knows
No,
what
but Charles,
if
it's a
Russ
big
knows
deal.
gummies, Russ knows what 50 means. He's like, what's that, milliliters? Nope.
If the bag revolution ever starts, Charles, I own Tea Party Cornhole, and we'll start dumping bags into the Boston Alley.
Love it.
Bag filled with Tetley.
No, but Doug, I mean, I think I've been there for the roller coaster that is your show, because me and used to talk a lot when I used to have my other show, and I think if I had one of those like little nightclub counters,
Yeah.
we'd be at about 852 times where you were just going to give it up and stop.
Oh,
because
right?
Everybody.
How many times do you get that text a month? I'm done. It's over.
Yeah.
There's no point. And then,
No, but
and then it's
no.
2 days later. Then you get the message. Just had the most awesome meeting ever. It's on. We're going full in.
It's on.
Yeah. Then it's off the rails a couple weeks later. Yep.
I love it. You know, I never thought, you know, in all honesty, you know, and Doug has done quite the thing here, and you know, he's built like, you know, travels around. You know, he's got a bit of a following. Dare I say, a trailblazer in the sport in Canada. And no point in my life, in all honesty, I thought you'd be a trailblazer, Doug, because growing up, I was like, so what's up, Doug? I like hockey.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? And what else? I like hockey. And then, well, what are you going to do? And I'm going to be a hockey player. And now I'm going to drive an ice resurfacer and work at a hockey rink. I'm like, well, that's the next best thing. And then next thing you know, boom, trailblazer. Cat, what?
Well, and you know what? We were introduced to the sport at the exact same time, so it could have been you.
Well, I think the other thing that needs to be said here is over the 5 years, the show's gotten considerably better, right? I mean, the interviews
yeah.
Yeah, with the roadcaster.
Who knew that adding Donnie was such a game changer, right?
It was awful at the beginning. That backhanded compliment that Charles just gave you. It's so much better now.
Well, you know what? I went back a couple of the shows, and I'm kind of agreeing that the first shows were a little rough to watch.
Yeah,
and
I can attest. Just as bad. You watch it, you're like, you know, it'd be like, hello and welcome. You know, you're just deer in the headlights. It says the camera's on, and you know, like you want to talk stiff as a board too.
Yeah.
Thank you for being part of my guitar journey at the end. You know, holding this LP Junior. Right? Come on, yo, because I got the thumbnail.
Yeah.
You need to make a thumbnail of that for your early because you're so stiff as a board.
it is so tough in the beginning, and you know, but even you do it and you get better, but you can see a real evolution of Doug's show over time. You know,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the quality,
Now he just flips it on and it's Stone Cold in court.
you know, better guests, the reach longer.
Hey,
Audiences
better guess. He used to be on here years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Much better guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get used to looking
Everybody
down
has
the
keys to
barrel
the
of
bus
a-
on this channel.
yeah, but no,
you get
it's
used to looking down the barrel of a camera. And
it's almost like you have to just, I don't want to say stop caring, but just
not worry so much about
yeah, just do your thing. Like I just
be
put whatever out there, and it's you know, if people want to disagree, I'm gladly, you know, talk and do that about it, right? And it's just
yeah,
and
Well,
it's you know,
I think you really had a breakthrough when you threw the notebook away,
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
right? When
Well,
you
especially since you ripped off Charles, how did you start your guitar journey? Nobody fucking cares about your guitar
No,
or
but-
for cornhole. You know, like easy. Yeah, that's Charles' line.
yeah, but when you
Oh,
start,
look at that, we got another face palm. Perfect.
it works.
I did my work. Thank you, folks. Good night. No.
I'm getting ready to put the boots on here.
no,
Chuck-
but when you dropped the notes and just started asking like questions from the heart and really just trying to get
Yeah.
to the bottom of the conversation, you knew you were going,
Yeah.
but you didn't script the conversation. I think you came out.
Yeah, remember
Right?
he used to do all that research, and then he would, you know, and they had the scripted questions. And
Yeah.
oh, I only got the 5 of the 7 questions. He'd be all pissed off, and again, dour
No.
text. But then,
But
like,
even-
say, it's sort of like we were talking about Trev on and Charles on Sunday night. You know, the early days of my hang, it was very. I didn't even swear. Like
Yeah.
it was very vanilla because I was trying to be appealing to this wide audience. And now I smoke weed and don't give a fuck, and the channel's doing much better because there are these degenerates out there like, this is my people, and they're like, yes, you're one of us, you know.
But
And
it's
Doug,
Doug,
ran
yeah,
that same thing. He's just
so.
started being Doug, like, you know,
Yeah.
especially if he gets a the old mason jar out, has a couple sips of the cold snack,
Oh.
the conversation lubrication.
Well, he was doing his old
that's,
sponsor for a while there. He was doing a shot of his old sponsor for a little bit there.
Yep.
I don't know
Yep.
if they're coming back, but if Doug had this microphone when he first started, we wouldn't be able to hear him over all the paper shuffling.
Oh.
Yeah. And the other thing is, I got off the couch. That couch is gone.
No, you were on the tractor seat. Your little tractor seat stool.
Actually, yeah, and then that broke, and then I went to the couch.
Then you went to the couch.
He's in his third studio, folks.
Yeah.
Third studio.
I went from over there.
Really, just a different seat with a different
Yeah,
banner
just
behind.
I did like a 180.
Well,
Yeah.
Ben, I
Well,
think
Doug probably still has the NAS Canucks banner up behind the down and
I
back.
was gonna say that if he pulls that up, you'll still.
No, it's in behind the black curtain.
You took it down.
No, it's still there.
Much more professional
Isn't that
now.
where the bar is too, behind the curtain?
It's behind the it's 3 curtains deep.
Yeah, because in Canada we have
it's
bars
great.
built into the walls of our homes.
The bar is 3 sheets back there. Yeah.
Wow, we're giving away all the secrets. Man, all the trade secrets.
We're breaking the fourth wall.
Oh,
Or the third sheet.
A fella's really glad he doesn't have a drink right now.
it's I'd have to say it's if you want to come over and test, I've got like a 50-year-old
That
bottle
was
of
in your parents'
Galliano in the
bar,
back
I
there.
was gonna say. Yeah, you got shit that was at your parents' house.
Yes, it
That's
is.
all
yeah.
the lose the bet kind of drinks. It's like, oh, you lost the bet. You got to drink this 50-year-old crap. What?
That's why I don't bet like that playing cornhole. Let's put it that way.
Hey, they don't call you corn dog for nothing.
Exactly.
We used to do that with the bar mat at the end of the night. You know, the one where you do the shots and it pours all into it. Just got
Oh.
into a
You're
glass.
surprised every day. I used to know a guy that would drink that at the end of every shift.
It's such a bad idea.
It's horrible. If you lose, it's the worst thing ever.
Oh, that's
All the over pour. There's pop in, there's lime in, there's bar vodka to the gun.
Yeah.
Might be a little
Yeah,
Grand
yeah,
Marnier. You never know.
your NAS Canucks banner, the Beast from the East.
Yeah, the old Charlotte, the old Lowe's Motor Speedway banner that I had. It's still back there. Like I
But
said,
Trev, those bugs are just protein. That's all they are.
Well, yeah. I think they're pickled by the time they're in there.
That's right.
Like little pickled eggs.
No way different than drinking the worm in the tequila.
Yeah.
so
Amanda,
And my sister, who's also worked at the block that used to rock but doesn't anymore because it's gone.
that's because Trevor Huber, who's in the chat, stopped watching. Stop going there. He was a frequent member of the block that rocked.
I was going to say my sister may have served him that.
Probably served him a lot. Knowing Trev,
Overserved him a lot.
well, probably did that too.
Right.
So
Must be genetic.
yes,
Yeah, the block no longer rocks.
yeah, no,
Unless there's an earthquake. That's the only way that block be a rock.
yeah. See, Trev's
Trevor
agreeing.
Yeah.
Trev's agreeing.
Yeah. The 90s were a great time, weren't they, Trev?
Indeed.
And that goes for all the Trevs watching and on the panel.
So we even got
Darren Bradley.
little Saskatchewan in here watching.
Holy crap. A Saskatchewanian?
Yep.
That was a hard word, Charles. I'm just going to, even as a Canadian, Saskatchewanian or a Saskatchewanite. No, Saskatchewanian. I would ask him to verify in the chat, but even a Saskatchewanian ain't fucking typing Saskatchewanian in the chat.
It depends where you're from, right? You could be a Reginian or Saskatoonian.
Saskatchewan.
Or what the hell are you going to do with Moose Jaw?
Move.
John.
Moose Jonian? Moose
I knew I had
Mandalorian?
Saskatchewan. Oh wow! And he had to have used voice to text for that. Then again, voice to text would be like, what the fuck?
He said
Darren
challenge
Rock.
taken.
Saskatchewanian.
That's awesome.
Okay, I'll buy that for $1.
now is that a town or a province?
That's a
what-
province.
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 Okay.
And the ones I rambled
Well,
off.
never got to the lake. It's literally just like a rectangle. They just used a couple longitudes, a couple latitudes.
Above
There we
your
go.
Montana and your Minnesota. What's between Montana and Minnesota?
Fuck all. Right, Charles?
It's due north of that.
Oh,
Want to get the map?
I'm
Donnie-
not wrong. Fucking
Donnie-
tree.
Can you imagine if we had Bruce on here too?
Oh Jesus Christ, Bruce with these guys, it would be. We could just change the name to Shit Show.
See,
I would just leave.
Charles just
Aren't
starts
we already
looking-
there?
I'm out of here.
He starts
Aren't we
looking to the
already
right,
there?
searching at Gretches to center himself. You always see that. He starts looking off to the right, searching at Gretches.
I will say, since I've started hanging out with all of you,
Exactly, Darren.
my book of face literally shows me a guitar every other post.
You're welcome.
It's a good thing.
Life
Mine's
is improving.
better for it.
Yeah, it's like in my marketplace, is
Exactly,
motorcycle
Seth.
parts, RVs, and
I think
guitar.
that's the perfect description of Saskatchewan, Chris. It looks like a slice of cheese you cut for cheese and crackers at 12:30 a.m.
Sweet.
It's a perfect rectangle, and it's north of Montana and North Dakota. So half of it's north of Montana, and the other half's north of.
To which I say, there's nothing between the two, right?
No.
If they adjut each other, then sweet fuck all between them.
Sweet fuck
Mhm.
all.
So I do have to say, I want to thank you guys for coming because we do have a couple other people that are ready to come in.
All right.
So
Well, they finally showed up. We've been just killing time for them, Doug. Jeez.
I'll let you in.
Doug's like, need you for 5, 10, 15 minutes tops.
Yeah,
it's
just-
now been
it's-
42.
it's-
We were,
Because I
we
knew-
were allotted.
I knew
a
how
half
hard it would be
hour
to get-
only, but we stretched it to 45.
Yeah.
We keep
'Cause-
talking over him. We can go
Exactly.
another 45.
Exactly. That's what always. Because Ben, I,
remove it.
Wait a minute. I think he gave me producer rights, so I might be able to throw Doug out of the chat.
Oh, there we go. Well, he was asking, he goes, how do you give someone the keys?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. I gave Trevor the keys like a year or two ago. Lifestyle choices. I don't fucking remember.
Trev, we need to talk so I can
I
mute
thought it was
Doug
the
every
team
once in a
thing.
while.
I thought that might
Yeah.
be it.
But
So-
you can't kick out your boss. Like I can't kick out Ben.
Oh, damn it. Can I mute him?
I mean, I can remove him to the green room, but I can't.
You can't throw them all the way out.
Nah,
Yeah.
no, we can put him backstage for a while. Give him a little time out.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
he put that himself again in
Doug
the-
in the corner, and then we'll bring on the. See, yeah, my sister. Yeah, Doug has an array of guests. I had a cavalcade of stars on Sunday.
oh,
He has an array of guests. Yeah, yeah, but Doug, my cavalcade of stars are on the fucking panel right now with you. So
yeah.
Yeah.
so you too have a
Come on,
cavalcade
Doug.
of stars.
Only
I
15
don't- I-
minutes to go.
If I had a Charles Green to come on, I would have him on.
Hey, you got
Man.
you got 75N, and that's just as good, my friend.
Timu.
Listen, I only
Ooh,
love
are you saying Charles 75N is the Timu Charles Green? That's not nice.
Charles. I only have
Which is
one-
Charles will come on and just tell you other stories that are about Charles Green. He comes on and also tells Charles Green stories.
Yeah.
I heard this one told on Ben's show once. Anyways,
Yeah.
I only have one Charles in my heart, Charles. You know.
Yeah.
You
Thank
which
you.
would be
Doc.
funny because everyone think he's talking about himself in the third person, but really,
Yeah.
no, he's talking about another person.
Another person, yeah. So if any of you want to see these guys more often, you can go over to what is your channel called now, Ben?
It's been called the same thing
Ben
for 6.5 years.
Canucks with
Just my name.
Guitars?
That's one of the shows on the channel.
Ben,
Yeah.
Dooms.
Ben Coombs on YouTube.
Here.
He's on there. Put the link in the chat.
Well, or I'll just say hi. I can't put links in chats. I
Oh,
don't
you
have the YouTube chat open.
Amanda
No,
can do it. Just saying.
StreamYard.
But yeah, it's on the YouTube side. Yeah, but it's on the Facebook. People go over to YouTube, search
Trevor
Ben Coombs.
moderator on your channel. He could put it in there.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, Amanda, will you put links in
That'd be Amanda, yeah.
for?
She's
So
on
you
her
are a
phone.
moderator.
It'd be a hassle for her to put it in on her phone.
Oh,
again, thank you guys for coming on. I will see you guys on Sunday.
I wonder
Dan.
why when I say something twice, it has one with a wrench and one without. That does not. I'm a part-time wrencher, I guess.
I think it's because it's
Go
because of
to
him.
the second channel.
Because of him.
Going to
Because of
Oh,
him.
that's why.
it's
Yeah.
Johnny's channel.
You go to you get intelligent chat on Sunday nights with Ben, and on Monday nights you get to see bad album covers and Charles just face palm for 20
Right, and
minutes.
no, the intelligent chat's on his with chatting with Charles. I'm just.
Sunday mornings.
So what'd you do today? Oh yeah, pretty cool. Speaking of which, I've got this shredder from Australia
Sunday
coming on
morning.
Sunday.
Yes.
Just saying. Simon Hosford.
How dare
Thanks,
you?
Sid.
Okay, so again, thank you guys for coming on, and we will. Ben,
Did I
I'll
just
talk to
see
you soon.
Paul McNary on here. Just saw a cat walk by.
It's on the
Thanks
tail.
for having me, Doug.
Yeah, see, yeah, you're people just talk about cat. There are my guy. He walks across.
My
Ben-
fighting left because I'm
Ben,
leaving.
that was
Show cat leaves.
that was
Yeah.
Mr. Waffles.
Yeah, exactly. As she says, they're happy, make me do stuff and jump.
Yep. That's Amanda.
Oh,
That's
you got to
that's
throw in the doctors too.
you should do the
Sounds
best.
all right.
Doug,
Yeah.
thanks for
Good
having
job.
us on.
No, thank you again, and
Congratulations on 5.
thank you
We
for
look forward to
supporting me
many
over these here 5 years. I've it's been much appreciated, and
Oh, your family, I gotta do it.
being able to talk with you guys. And Trev, I hope to see you soon out west, unless you want to come to Calgary. And
Always welcome. You never know. I got family there, but I'm not making a special trip. It has to involve work, so it doesn't cost me money.
Well, Doug, it's been a pleasure, and look forward to coming back at year 10.
You bet.
oh, jeez, yeah. If I last,
He
Never
will
know.
have quit and regain 14,000 times.
I never know what I might say to get myself in trouble.
I'm done. I'm back. And then that's all while you take a nap. It's gonna be him just talking to himself in text.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah.
So again, yeah. Thanks, guys, and I will be talking with you guys soon.
I hope for the loss.
Love you all.
Cheers.
See you,
Yep.
Donnie. See you,
One
Doug.
more.
I assume you're kicking us out because I'm not doing it.
You're that lazy. You're gone. And Charles
Ah.
Charles knows what's up. Thanks again, Charles.
Charles, we'll talk to you later. Thank you, sir.
Herding cats.
No, but here's the
Birdie.
thing. But that's the great thing about all those guys, because honestly, like we've
Look
done.
now. This you knew they're gone. So I'll put the good. I'll put the. It's like when the riffraff come, you put out like the cheap stuff. They're gone. All the good stuff is coming out now. I can tell Ben.
I got to put the cover over my roadcaster. Because
Wait a
this will-
second. Somebody doesn't. He's still in the green room. He's just gonna sit there the whole time. He'll come back later.
Bring him back in.
No.
No, okay,
Later.
But the great thing about those guys is, I mean, honestly, me and you have talked for 5 years.
Yep.
Right. Whether on this show or through other means, through the Book of Face and some other stuff, and I started because of you going over to Ben's channel, and a couple nights when I was with my dad and doing some other stuff, and I was looking for something to do, kind of take my mind off other stuff. I kind of stumbled over there, and it was so much fun to listen to those guys because we're both pretty passionate people about what we
Yep.
do with our regular jobs and family and this. And to listen to those guys talk about guitars and some of the stuff they've been through with gigs and other stuff. And I've been around that life a little bit through friends, but I never lived that life, right? I'm not on stage, doing all the stuff that, Ben and all those guys did.
Mhm.
But it's just so much fun to listen to them talk about, some of the silly stuff they did, the equipment that they had, like how much like thought goes into like a pedal that I see them stomping on the stage to
Yep.
change the effect. I'm like, Jesus, like they're like, no, you need this one to do this. And these guys are pulling out these boards that are like 82 feet long on this chat to show each other. Like, I got this one, and this one gives me 3 degrees more of like just. I'm like, I don't know what you just said, but it's just so cool to hear because it's a bunch of people sharing with each other and putting aside everything else that's wrong in this world right now, right?
Yep.
There's no politics. There's no religion. There's none of the BS that we deal with other humans every single day of the week.
Mhm.
It's just a bunch of people nerding out over guitars, life, and other equipment. And I mean, honestly, to go to that Water Buffalo meeting, and I was probably the only person in that Water Buffalo meeting that one doesn't own a guitar. I think the only thing I own right now, ready? You want me to show you what I own for musical equipment? Ready? You ready for it, Doug?
Sure. Yeah.
I have one pick.
Okay.
And this is I took this when I took my dad's house apart. It's from the Dancing in the Street tour,
Okay.
2017. Is that like Lionel Richie or something? Right? I don't even know.
I don't know.
He's the only one I know that's a song "Dancing in the Street," so I have no clue. But that's the extent of my musical equipment.
Mhm.
And then I got into the chat and they were talking about the Roadcasters. Some of us have a Roadcaster 1. It's okay, Doug. I feel bad for you. Some of us have a Roadcaster Pro 2. That's really sexy, but it's okay. But to be so welcomed by all of those guys,
Yep.
to like Charles, I've really only known Charles for maybe a year now, maybe
Awesome,
through the chat, right? But to be able to for him just to come into my chats or to like my post or to just be there for support is amazing. It just shows what just having an open mind and talking to other people can bring into your life. Now I want a guitar. I'll probably never make it sound right. It will probably be more out of tune than me singing. But
Mhm.
I just want one to be part of those guys. You know what I mean? Just to be able to say, hey, I have pickups too, and it's not a truck.
Yeah. I'm just getting hammered here. Yeah, but I mean, again, I guess the other thing we forgot to say when he was on there is we've talked about Charles doing the guitar with the bags on them is the fabric top guitar, which is what Charles does.
Yes. I mean, Charles makes some amazing stuff. And I mean, to literally take something that's already there, but make it something different. I mean, that's something that also is part of our community at the same time too, right? I mean, there's people out there experimenting with all kinds of materials on the outside and different resins on the inside. And that's what these guys are doing with equipment too, right? They're trying to put, I mean, I listened to these guys talk about putting this guitar with this pedal with this kind of amp to get a whole different sound, right? It's amazing to hear that. And I think if everybody in the world just listened to somebody else a little bit more, we'd all be in a better place.
Yeah.
Especially with what's going on up there in Canada with your two political parties fighting each other massively. All of the free speech stuff and all the other stuff that everybody's trying to do in your country. But then I'm going to say it right now. Oh yeah, Lionel, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why the pick came from either. But I mean, listen, I'm sitting there scratching my head as to in the U.S. these are the best two people we could put up for election too at the same time, right? Listen, both of them have good qualities, bad qualities. I just don't care.
Can't play cornhole.
What's that? They can't play cornhole, no. But I mean, for the world to be going through what it's going through today and have to deal with all this crap, find those people. Find your people. And guess what? Your tribe is not just the people that you have the most in common with.
Nope.
Your life will be so much better if you find your water buffalo chats, your cornhole chats, and all the other stuff.
Yep. So if anyone wasn't watching, I think most of you weren't watching off the top with the intro video. This is the 5-year anniversary of the show here, and not just for my show, but your 5-year anniversary in the podcast business as well with the Doghouse, which is making a comeback.
It's coming back. Listen, I've gone through some dark times over the last 2 years. We've talked about this.
Yep.
I had a really hard time when it kind of first went off, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. If I wanted to just throw it all away and not do anything, but as much as I make fun of you for quitting a lot, I didn't quit. I gave up.
Yep.
Right. So I have now made the conscious decision I'm going to bring it back. And through talking with you the other night and some other friends, it's going to be a little more different concept. It's kind of what me and you talked about, what we're doing together. But also, I don't just want to talk about cornhole too. You know what? I want to bring some other facets of life into it. And, we talked to a bunch of guys with guitars just now that play cornhole. So how can we bring some more humanity to what we do and really start to give back,
I guess that's the thing with your show really in the beginning too, is you guys weren't just a cornhole show. You guys had a lot of guests that were from outside the cornhole world.
We actually brought in some people in the beginning. We brought in There was like a therapist and some other people in to be able to talk about it. And, that's really what I want to continue to stay with. But I really want to, focus on the charity aspect of the game too at the same time, because we talked a lot about that when we used to do the old show, me, Brendan, and then me, Brendan, Pat. But I really want to, bring that back and really start to try to ground the community a little bit, because, I saw a lot of stuff again today on ATC with.
I haven't
Yeah.
even looked.
Well, no, but the big debate right now is pro and elite get to buy in cheaper now at tournaments.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, I did see that. And it was like, yeah.
But it's like, do the math, people. Do the math. Their buy-in is way higher than yours. So I just paid my platinum membership. Was that, there's like 100, 120, something like that. I don't
Something,
even,
yeah.
something like that, right? So their buy-in is 500 to 1,000,
Mhm.
right? So I think the ACL made a conscious decision to kind of offset some of that cost for buy-in with buy-ins throughout the year, but you have to play in so many to make up the difference, right?
Yep.
So you're still paying the same amount of money, but you're going to make up that difference to get back to the original buy-in price, which I kind of like, because guess what? If I'm paying for 10 tournaments in advance and I can only make it to 8, did I overpay for 2? Or was that just the price of admission to play in the 8 that I qualified for?
Mhm.
So it makes it a little tougher there, but guess what? I think their buy-in should be cheaper, right? Because now they're paying more money to keep the sport going,
Mhm.
and they're helping advance everything. Because I want pros at the tournaments I'm at. I want to
Oh, yeah.
play a Steve Bernasset. I want to play a Phil Lopez. I want to play a Mike Ferreira. I want to play some of these top-level pros. Now, am I going to beat any of them? Probably not.
No.
I mean, but just to be able to stand beside them, because most of them, even when they're kicking the crap out of you, are going to be like, take your time, slow down. That shot. Why did you make that shot? What do you think? Right? A lot of them will help you.
Yep.
Because most of the time when I'm playing them, it's like 18-0. I was going to say 18-2, but I know that'd be a lie. but a lot of them are going to help you out throughout the day, and then when the game's over, they're going to shake your hand, and they might give you even more advice, right, to be able to help you out. I want them there. I like that they're there. I like that now their buy-in's been busted up a little bit and kind of leveled out, where I think that's only going to help some of them go to some tournaments they might not have gone to and really start to. And I'm not even sure. I didn't read the whole thing. I haven't read all the rules this year, but I don't know if that's just certain tournaments or if that's every tournament either. But
Yeah, because they're doing different formats at different opens and stuff there this year. So it's
and I love that. And guess what? For me, bringing home $70, $80 in a tournament doesn't make a difference in my life, because I have a decent regular job, and I'm not playing cornhole to make money. I'm playing cornhole because I love it. But I'd love to bring home an extra set of bags or a set of boards or a score tower, whatever, or even get buy-in to the next tournament, right? Because I know that's one of the prizes there too. I mean, I think that's going to keep more and more people playing.
well, even there was even some people were making fun of the jerseys, right? And you start thinking about that, and it's the other thing is you look at what I've seen with some hockey tournaments and stuff that I've been involved with either my son or coaching before, or my son was born, was like, you know what? It's people would get like prize, and like you could get the trophy or the medal, or you could get a hat or a T-shirt, right? And you think about it, like you're almost gonna get more out of getting a hat and a T-shirt, because you can keep wearing that. A medal and a trophy, what's that gonna do? It's just gonna sit on a wall.
My daughter used to do competitive gymnastics. Okay. They gave a trophy down to 92nd place and a medal. We bought her a CNC cut, like gymnastics girl doing like a back bend or something, like cut out of metal with the hooks on it, where you put all of the little ribbons and stuff on it.
Mhm.
And then there was another shelf we put in her room for trophies. And you know what she did with them 2 years ago?
They're all in the box.
Nope. They're all in a landfill right now. Because she's like, I don't want any of this crap anymore. She's like, but now she's in gymnastics. I'm sorry, in cheering, and she gets the hoodie every time we go to a tournament. I'm sorry, a meet, and like she wears that. You know what I mean? So she wears that to school. She wears it out with friends.
Nice to see you show up, Mr. Barrett.
I would rather have the hat and the T-shirt. That's just the kind of guy I am.
Yeah.
Like, if you look above me, right over here, I'm pointing in the right direction again. Nope. Nope. Yeah, right over there. When I go to different events and they hand out the cheap plastic sunglasses, I have like 22 pairs of the stupid Miller Lite, Budweiser, like all the stupid sunglasses, because guess what? It's a cool tchotchke to take home. And if I want to do a stupid video with one of them on, it's cool. But I'm the hat and T-shirt kind of guy. I have a whole collection of hats. My wife hates every time I bring a hat home or a pair of shoes. Because she's like, which one are you throwing away? I was like, these are all my babies. They're all my babies. I
used to get that coming home from what would be at NASCAR and stuff, because Truex fan, each year the team puts out a new hat, right? You get the team hat, and she's like, well, why do you need another one? I was like, because this is this year's hat.
So I used to follow the one of the brothers because he had the M&M car.
Mhm.
I was not a fan of the team. My guy back then was number 3. That was my guy. And then if he wasn't racing, it was number 8 at the time. And but I buy all the M&M stuff because my son loved it. So I would wear it at the race and then bring it home. So I have a whole friggin' set of which Bush was it? Was it Kyle, or which one? Which Bush was the big M&M guy? He did.
It was Kyle. It was Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle. Right. He had the M&M's car. He had the Skittles car. You know, the whole Mars Corporation stuff.
Yep.
But I only bought it because my son liked it.
Yep.
And I even bought a stupid lawn ornament for Christmas that had the M&Ms from the stupid commercial that are holding up a star because my kid liked it. So spent a lot of money on dumb stuff.
Here we're going to bring in now one of my favorite. He's only been on the show, well, I guess twice, because we did the regular show and then we did an airport hangout with him. And he's one of my favorite guys to also have when he's on the live feed, because he's won most of the time, but even when he's having tough, he's going to be a great person to have on a live feed. And I promise him we will not talk about the draft coming up this weekend. It's off limits. We're not going to talk about it whatsoever. So welcome in Mr. Jeremy Schermerhorn. Jeremy, how you doing?
Good. What's going on, guys?
Wait a minute. He's wiping his eyes because he's not getting much sleep right now either.
It's yeah.
It ain't that bad. She's actually helping me out and let me sleep because I got to get up at 3 and drive a truck. So it wouldn't be good. I no sleep driving a big truck.
Listen, I just saw the latest picture. Amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's got to feel like a tournament weekend, with the little sleep, but like a tournament weekend all the time, because it's just you're just going.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right, and he's already got the cornhole jersey as well from Daryl with the Dirty Bird cornhole in Chatham.
Yep, we got that ready to rock. I think he needs to get a little bit bigger before he can put that on, but definitely ready for him to have that on. And actually, we're gonna try to put it on him and then bring him to Ohio Open. So that would be cool.
So, Jeremy, for those people that live under a cornhole board, why don't you give them a little bit of your resume there and tell us a little bit more about yourself?
I'm from Michigan, 6-year pro. I've traveled all over the country. I played this game for about 10 years. Made ESPN multiple times with different partners. Me and Joe, 2 years ago, did National 1, National 2 finalists. Came up short, but we did the thing. So we're definitely excited to run it back this year and see what we can do from then.
Nice. And
And with your partner last year was the St. John's Open that you guys took down here with you and Jordan.
Jordan wasn't the pro partner. We just decided to go out to Canada, but
Yeah, but you're still the St. John's Open champion, doubles champions.
yes. Yeah, we went to Newfoundland, and that was a riot. Love going out to Canada Opens. Me and Jordan, we took it down, and it was a fun experience.
Do you remember any of it?
Oh yeah, I didn't get that messed up. We definitely partied, but I definitely remember all of it.
Because so your experience with Kissing the Fish.
That I don't know. See, when I went into it and I heard about it, I was like, "Damn, what is there to expect?" And then you see some guys like actually licking it tail to the head. I'm like, no chance. And then Jordan ends up licking it. I'm like, there's no way I'm doing that. So I just gave it a kiss, and it wasn't that bad. So
Yeah, and listen, I'm sorry that you have to hang out with that guy Jordan, as an assistant captain. Sorry. I will talk to him as being the assistant.
He was with Jordan Brown.
Oh, Jordan Brown.
yeah, Jordan Brown.
Yeah.
But now he's gonna be co-captains with another Jordan. You just get stuck with Jordans all over the place.
Yeah.
I know, it's crazy, right?
Yeah. So sorry about that. I mean, especially this other Jordan, not that good at cornhole.
Got Michelle Hunter in the chat here now as well. But yeah, it's and Jeremy, I think you've become a fan favorite up here in Canada just because of the fun that you have on the boards, right? And I've called for it many times, and Allie, who's one of my favorite people in the chat, because she's cheering right along with me, trying to get that shimmy going. But it's that's what I love about having you up here at our events, is because you get the people going. It was even the fun back and forth in St. John's for the final. That it was because it was a little bit of U.S. Canada rivalry there, but it was just so much fun.
Wait, is there actually a rivalry?
It got because. So I guess the other question that was, like I said, now the book, like you said, Donnie, is out the window. It's just questions come out whenever. You've been in at Opens in Canada here a lot, whether it be Niagara Falls. No, you didn't make it out to Calgary, did you? I don't think.
No, I did not. That was Jordan Steve.
Yeah. So, but you've been in Niagara Falls a couple times, and then you were in Quebec.
Yep.
How was that crowd in St. John's?
Dude, that was nuts.
When it come to the final.
That was nuts. Like, if I didn't shoot like shit that day in singles from partying the previous night, like I wanted to be in that finals, against Dion. So they were just wild. So I just was feeding off it, just watching it. So then that's when I just inserted myself and try to get it even, more going, and just having the USA chance and then their Canada chance, and it was fun, super fun.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, when we go to St. John's, there's that crowd is like no other in Canada, because they were like 4 and 5 deep around the boards. Plus, there was that other room up behind me where I was doing the live feed stuff, where they're up in the lounge, and then they had TVs in the lounge watching it, so people could actually see that we're like 10 deep back there.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah, that was wild.
If we could just kind of take them all and bring them to like every event, because there's so many times, I'm not sure what it's like. It could be the same for you guys in Michigan, where you get down to a final and it's just the two guys throwing, maybe 2 other people they're watching, right? And I'd like to, if we have more people kind of hang around to watch at the end.
Oh yeah, it's definitely fun having a big crowd and people getting involved and just cheering, and it gets the blood going, it gets the adrenaline running, and it's just a fun experience.
Allie again is still my favorite person in chat, because she's still it's just.
Oh, she's watching right now.
Yeah.
Well, she's over there.
I wasn't sure if she was going to come on with you. I wasn't sure if she was going to come on with you.
There she is. She's right there. She's right there.
But it's. Hey, Allie, over there.
They're out there in
We-
the kitchen.
Jeremy, we need to need to talk a little more off air because I'm going to need you to turn one of those trucks a little bit towards Boston.
Hey guys.
And there's my favorite person for watching a live feed chat is Allie right there. It's
You're my
because
favorite.
when I'm calling for that shimmy, she's asking for that as well, and it's we need more shimmies on live feeds. Is all I'm saying.
You might get more of it now that I'm with Joe, back with Joe. So
Well, you do help with one of my favoriteest products in the whole wide world.
damn straight, baby, damn straight.
Listen, if I was near you right now, I might be pulling that jacket right off your back right there because I've texted them like a million times to give me a sponsorship, but they told me they won't do it.
Dude, I messaged Molson Coors higher up, and they had to figure numbers out. I was like, dude, I'm not asking for $1 million. I'm just asking for like maybe $5,000, and I still haven't heard back. So I even told them I worked for them, like in Michigan, but that didn't work.
Yeah, listen. I don't need the world. I just need a couple cases, some
Yeah.
beer, a little bit of cash.
Yeah,
Listen, I'm usually holding up the Miller Lights, but I had to switch to my my official little mug there
Yeah,
for my
yeah.
You got to plug the sponsors.
Yeah, so he's there, but now, so you're now going to be back. You're back with Ultra again next year, are you not? Or am I wrong on that one?
no, I was even with Ultra last year.
No, it's not right now. You were with.
Steva.
That's it.
Yeah, come on, listen. He was throwing the prototype bags, practicing with them when we were in Drummondville.
Yes, you are. Yeah. See, I'm just getting ready in the season. I've got to get that going again.
So back with Seaver again this season, or are we still?
or-
in the
I'll keep it a secret. I'll keep it a secret. It'll be announced hopefully either by this weekend or during the weekend.
I was gonna say because the first year, are you going to be down in Rock Hill this weekend?
Yes, yeah, because I mean we gotta go for the draft and all that jazz. So
He's an assistant captain. He's got to be
Yeah.
there.
Oh yeah, I'm just asking. You know.
speaking of which, we just made a massive trade, and that's going to be announced very
Okay.
soon.
So wait,
Okay.
so here's my thing with the draft, right? There's a lot of stuff that's going on today, right? Like now, like in the last couple of days with the draft. Why isn't some of this stuff kept a little more secret and done like the NFL, where it's like there's two knuckleheads to the side, and I could pick two knuckleheads, Brandon and friggin' Wally, sitting off to the side, and just talking about, oh, the Marauders are on the phone with the Aviators or whoever it is. Like, build up some of that hype, because I love when the trades start to happen as a spectator, because I think it adds a little more flavor to this overall teams thing, right? Because you start trading people like trading cards, I think it's so much more fun.
Oh yeah. So my role is basically like doing the whole draft thing and whatnot, and it's actually been super fun. Like it's way different than doing like fantasy football. Like you're actually part of a team. You're controlling, your draft picks, your team members, and all this. And it's like I'm messaging all these captains and like relaying it to Jordan Power, and I'm like, yo, what do you think about this? I was brainstorming this. This seems pretty cool. What if this happens? And it's like I've had a couple nibbles, and then we finally nailed one, and it's like, holy shit! Like this was like, I wouldn't say maybe a blockbuster to some people, but it was like we're excited. Like what we just accomplished today, the trade we made, we are super excited for this coming Saturday. So I'm sure Trey Ryder, he's working on it right now. We just got the update in the chat. I'm sure he's gonna post soon, so keep your eye out on that. But we're excited.
Is there any way you can sneak the two of us into the pro chat? Can you add our name?
There's not really a pro chat. I mean, we have a group page, but I mean, me, Trey, Jordan have our own chat. We just created a chat with the other two captains that we traded with. So just kind of like a multiple chat. So I don't think you want to get involved in that.
But what do you think about your assistant captain leaving Michigan?
Who's that?
Jordan left
Jordan.
Michigan.
Oh, he moved. Oh, it was just. I mean, He did it. I think he did it for Ashley because she did a
Yeah,
good
he
job
did.
down there.
He did, yeah.
Plus, he wanted to go down there because the Carolinas got some good competition. And
Well,
yeah,
Do they
he
have
kept his
players
he kept
down
his Lions season tickets, right? So it's he's
yeah,
gotta, so he's got maybe you got a shot at some of those.
Wait,
That
people
was-
in the Carolinas play cornhole?
a couple of them.
Couple? Okay. All right. I'll look them up.
But then Donnie talks about how to get the draft going, and we kind of said we weren't going to talk about it, but the fans have really started to kind of get into it too in Michigan to really kind of get into, in essence, trying to affect how you're going to run the team, almost like it is a pro team.
Are you talking about the whole situation that happened yesterday?
Well, I'm trying without talking about it. Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. I had the conversation with that player, after it went down, and I was like, "Look, dude, if there's some beef or whatever, you got an issue, just let's talk. Let's hash it out." And he just, I mean, there's no hard feelings at the end. Like,
Yep.
there was mutual respect. I mean, he thought we didn't have the confidence. I was like, bro, that's not it at all. Like, you got to look at it from a standpoint where we went from 14 last year to now playing 10 and only having 12 on the roster. And we kept 6 last year, and we only get to keep 4 this year. I was like, we initially kept you as our, the 4 that we wanted, and not knowing that Jaden Ellis could sign the junior contract and keep his college eligibility. So that happened, and then we decided, hey, we're going to keep the 4 that we've had in the team the last 2 years. We're going to try to get you in the draft. So let's just hope things work out. And some of his buddies or fanboys or whoever chimed in, and it was like, well, it is what it is. But
Well, that's what's going to make it harder and harder too, right? Because if you can only keep so many picks, right? It's like when NFL, NHL, MLB does like an expansion draft, and you have to release some of your. And this is nothing against anybody, not maybe not your marquee players, but some of your best supporting players that like keep the team going. That makes it harder when you have to kind of put them out there for other teams to potentially pick up and then try to get them back, right? I know there was a huge gamble with the NHL a couple years ago where they put some players out there that were key position players, but maybe weren't the marquee players. So it does make it tougher because now you got to make some really hard decisions. And for you guys, these are your friends, right? It's not it's not a business. You guys don't make anything until the end if you win, right? So all you're getting for all the work you're doing is heartache and bullshit.
oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
You don't get anything extra from the ACL. You get nothing from the Marauders. You like you get pain from the people on the team because now you're considered the leadership, right? And it's way more work than you signed up for to be a pro.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, like I said, I enjoy it. It's been fun so far, minus that little hiccup yesterday or whatever. But, yeah, I mean, it's crazy. What the amount of work that we got to do. Like I said, I was on the phone. I've been on the phone trying to like come up with draft trades and pick trades and whatnot for the last 2 or 3 days, and just relaying it to Jordan and seeing what he thought and waiting on his response, and then moving on to this person to see what this could possibly turn out to be. It is a lot of work, but overall I'm enjoying it. So.
And Derek Barrett in the chat is saying, that he hated having to sit players because he ran the Calgary team up here with ACL Canada, and just being able to watch some of those people kind of how they have to strategize the team, because for up here, our teams ran a bit different where we had 2 doubles games and then 1 singles games for 2 out of 3. So they really had to strategize for that there, because each person had to play at least 1 singles game throughout the course of the season, right? And it gets to be like where you're making some big decisions.
Well, at least one bag had to be frozen too in Canada. So I mean, that was a weird rule you guys had. I don't know what that was.
Yeah,
That'll be your push bag.
Yeah.
No, but it makes it tougher because on a weekend where you go to one of the pro things, you just want to go there, focus on your bags, your sponsors, and kind of doing what you're doing. But this then could add a little more stress, a little more pressure, because now you have to deal with wrangling cats and get all these other pro players to a board and then decide on a lineup and, get people to perform on, with the bright lights. So, for you, when you're playing these things, sometimes it's maybe not relaxing, right? Because you've got to do 2 or 3, 4 other things with talking to Trey, talking with, the powers that be, getting people to the boards on time, has the other bracket finished before one of your players get over there. It's tough.
No, 100%. I think, but because I've done it in the open 6-man teams things, like the opens. So I've been selected as like the captain for that, and just like that's hard because like you don't know who your other 5 are a lot of times. Like there's amateur players, there's competitive players, and there's a couple of advanced. It's like, all right, I've heard of your name, and I'm sorry, but I don't know you guys. So it's like, how do I pick? Who to play where. But now it's like I know who I have, so that's a little bit of a pro. And but with the new format, there's not doubles teams. It's 2 singles, 1 doubles, 1 walking doubles, and then a crew cup. So it's like, all right,
What
how do I we go out drafting or trying to trade for players? Like last year we were trying to like match players up, trying to get pro teams. We had like 3 or 4 pro teams, and then like we tried matching similar bag style, whatever. But this year it's like, all right, we need 2 singles players. We need a full on doubles team, a team that can do some crazy stuff with walking doubles, and then whoever just enjoys crew cup and can dominate throwing 2 bags. I mean, it's
so what
it's
what
gonna
is
be
what is walking?
it's like crew cup, but you get 2 guys and you're literally throwing like crew cup style, and then you walk
Okay.
down and then throw them back.
Okay.
So it's they call it tandem doubles, but it's easier to say walking.
Okay. No, and I know the format had changed. I just know what it was. But the other thing there too is they threw some complexity in for you guys last year, and I think it was maybe second or third of the teams, kind of near the end, when they started to say you had to play branded team bags. Did that add a little bit of complexity to the mix there? Because not a lot of teams came out with those branded bags right away.
See, I think that the rule came in late into this, like not late into the season, but like I would say November, December. Like we kind of learned about it, which
Yep.
was early enough because there wasn't no CBS broadcast games yet. Like that, those happened at the Nationals or the later Open. So I think for the most part, everyone had their team bags, broken in and whatnot. I know there was a few I think that didn't make the team bags, so they would have to throw different bags. But Siva got me some servants. They got me some Nighthawks, had the Marauders logo on it. When me and Mike Pereira partnered up all season, we just threw his Viper R's because he's throwing them. I threw my last year or 2 years ago, and they were Marauders bags. So I was like, screw it, we're comfortable with those. Let's go with those, and that's what we did.
So I know you got to get up early, so I want to thank you for doing this. So we'll have you come on at the start of it. We can have you a bit longer. Maybe Allie can come on and sit on with you, and we can talk to her about how she deals with having a pro cornhole player in the house, which is something that. Well, that's the thing.
No, but that's the thing. A lot of the people won't understand because there's a tale of 2 pros right now, right? There's the pros that don't have a day job and, make some decent money and can do what they need to do. But then there's that other whole section of pros that have a real day job and have to balance, right? So how do you balance that? And I think you'd be perfect to come back on and be able to talk about, you're working 3 jobs right now, my friend. You've got the day job, you've got the cornhole job, but then you have the family job at the same time. So how do you balance that throughout the 3? And I think a lot of people around the country or around the globe would want to hear kind of your perspective on that.
I'll give a little teaser. It was a lot easier when I didn't have the family.
Hey, that's what we all say. Just don't tell my wife because she'll shut my credit cards off. I gotta
Again,
shoot-
thanks for doing
I
this here,
gotta shoot them
Jeremy,
all
and we will
upstairs.
definitely have you on again. And I hope to see you. She's already chimed in there.
He says,
Jeremy.
"Mama holds down the fort." There you go.
Stop it. She knows Daddy's Daddy's house.
All right, we've just caused some controversy.
Well, we hope to see you at an opening here this year. We'll see, but yeah.
Right.
But like I said, it's always fun to have you around, and hope wish you best of luck this weekend coming up in Rock Hill.
Yeah, should be
Appreciate it,
great.
guys.
All right, Allie and Jeremy, because we know she's running the crew. Congratulations and good luck.
Thanks, guys.
Like I said, he is one of my favorite guys.
So I got to hang out with him a little bit when we were in Drummondville, because he was over at the.
No problem, Allie. Like I said, even though he said we're gonna have you on the show as well too, I can message you on Facebook and send you a link as well.
No, but he was over at the Siva tent because while we were there, I didn't have much to do because I just came up to kind of support you during that and hang out and hung out with Brooks over by Siva, and was just kind of walking around doing some stuff. And Jeremy had come over because I know they had some tester bags that they were kind of working on. I believe that is the Nighthawk they were working on that just kind of came out. I think it was a mid-season bag for them last year. That was a carpet bag. It was fun to kind of hang out with him to the side and literally just, for me, that's fun because there's no guard, right?
Yeah.
We're not trying to scoop anything. We're not trying to learn anything can't go public. Even if you tell it to us, we're not telling anybody else because we're not that type of podcast. But just to be able to hang out with these guys and understand what they go through on a weekend basis is tough. Because a lot of these guys, especially when you've got a real day job, where you're working on Monday through Friday, or maybe it driving a truck, it might shift a little bit based on what you're going to do. It makes it tougher because a lot of times, especially with he's in distribution, so most of that stuff is you're up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, making sure the truck's working, doing your pre-chip check, making sure that everything's going to work. And then, you're delivering till 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You're sitting in traffic. You're dealing with grocery stores or some other business they have to deliver to that might not be ready for you, might not have enough room. It's kind of a grind. And then to be able to switch gears after that and maybe go play in a blind draw or, be present for the family, it's a little bit tougher.
Yep. And for Jeremy, I think they had just announced that they were expecting just right before Drummondville. So coming up to Drummondville, he had that as well.
Yeah.
So,
So, it's tough, especially when, they got they already have a couple young kids there and trying to balance all that stuff. I mean, listen, I tell you all the time, I live my life through iCal. When you text me stuff, you're like, are we doing this? Are we doing that? I'm like, I got to look at my calendar because I have my name on 3 calendars with 3 different colors because one, purple is work, red is family, yellow is cornhole. So, you know what I mean? So everything kind of gets separated out of my iCal so that I know if I can or can't do something coming up, because the only reason the 2 of us are here, and you've been doing this for 5 years, I haven't been doing 5 years straight, I've been kind of in the background sometimes, is because of the people upstairs.
Yes. Well, and right now she's not even upstairs because I got the look as she left to go to hockey tonight. And she was like, "You're not coming?" I was like, I was doing the show. And she was like, "Well, I did like a couple hours of prep, actually. This stuff, the opening video, the whatever." And she's like, "Weren't you already doing the show?" I was like, "Well, no, the show is tonight that we're doing tonight." And
It had to be lead up.
I I got the look, and I was like, okay, yeah, because there's a game this weekend that I'm working the circle job doing, and so I won't be there. So she's got to make the hour and a half trip to that there, and it's it is the cornhole gig here is not an easy one.
Well, besides the big guy upstairs, it's the rest of the family upstairs. I know I spend a lot of time away from the wife and kids to be able to, go out, meet a lot of people, and do a lot of things. And I know I have a couple different personas that are out there. Like I was talking with one of our friends in the chat, and I sent him my business license to maybe get a logo, and he's like, "What is this company you speak of?" I go, "Well, that is my company. The voice is under that company.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else will know what it's about. You might not know because I haven't gone by that name in a couple years. I only go by this one. So, there's a lot. There's a lot that goes into this, and there's a lot of time that we spend with our new family instead of the family that we may have created upstairs.
Yeah. So it's So you're just gonna get a message, Jeremy. Thanks, Jeremy, for coming on. It was much appreciated for him coming on, because it was just I sent him a message last night saying, "Hey, you wanna come on?" And he had a couple of things to do, and he was able to work the schedule around it to have him come on. And we had another guest to come on. Not going to say Jackie who that is. I hope things are going well for them, because there was just a little bit of a family issue that came up, and I know he will make another appearance on the show, but just hope all is going well with him.
Listen, thoughts and prayers, because here's the thing: we've talked about this a lot. A lot of people give us time, and that's the one thing we all can't get back.
Yep.
But when something's going on in family, you don't have to say you're sorry that you can't make it.
No, not at all.
Go and take care of what you need to take care of, because it's family first. I would literally lose a couple $1,000s traveling to a cornhole tournament if my family needed me there at that weekend. And don't ever apologize for taking care of those people that take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
For the person that couldn't come on tonight, he had a family emergency, had to take care of his significant other. And listen, I applaud that, because guess what? You took the time just to say, "Hey, I have something going on with my family. I have to do this." You don't even have to say that. You just have to say, "Something come up, I can't come."
Mm-hmm.
No questions asked after that, because we can't take care of each other if we're not taking care of ourselves and our family. It's just not going to happen. Doesn't happen.
Yep, for sure. So so we went another. It was
an hour.
What I said before going in, I was like, it might be a little tired here today, but then it's like, it's now an hour and a half. Right. And in talking, when Steve says family is always number one, he is proof, because he gave up his ACL Canada Pro spot last year. He said, "I'm not going to go for it," because he was going around with his daughter with her ball stuff. So it's it's the sacrifices that we make for family here, because even for myself, it was a small one this past Monday night. I hadn't been to any of my son's sports in like 3 weeks because it was my real job. I could have went to cornhole, and I was like, no, I'm going to go to a hockey practice, even though it's not like a game or anything. I'm going to go there just to kind of, be there for him. And then the guy that does know about doing stuff for other people is Mr. Sato Soto.
I forgot I muted myself because I had a cough. No, but Cito does a lot for the community, and I think that's why a lot of the people we've talked to tonight, a lot of the people we've talked to over the last year or so is, and I don't want to say selfless, because sometimes we are a little selfish, but these are the people that literally take more time out of their day to give back than maybe they do taking care of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I know I do that. Like today for me was a tough day.
Yep.
Right? It's it's a hard day based on what's happened in my family the last year. And I knew I had to do this because if I didn't, my dad would have kicked my ass. He would have been like,
And yeah.
like today would have been my dad's 77th birthday.
Yeah.
And he would have told me, and I'm going to switch banks for a second because I'm going to say a bad word. He would have said, stop being a and get the hell out there and do that, because he was the type of guy that didn't want you to worry about him. He worried about everybody else before himself. And that's why when we were talking about this, we talked off stage many weeks ago about this. I just didn't know how hard today would hit until it got here, and I think I powered through at work and other things today, and I probably wasn't my best self, but I had to do it just in his memory. You know what I mean? Just keep going, keep moving forward, because if he saw me right now a little teary-eyed, I wouldn't be on my stool right now.
And you know what? And I can say I'm going to be feeling that as well, because when we go to Calgary, the Sunday for the singles division in Calgary, that's the 20th anniversary for my father passing, right? And then so I'll be trying to call cornhole stuff, that on my head, plus my son with his hockey. We've went on to another center. That's his game to go back against his old center. So it's like I want to be there, So if you happen to hear me calling a hockey game while we're doing singles in Calgary, it's because I'm watching on a live feed. Will be on my phone. So I'll have that with my father on the Sunday, and then knowing that on the Monday I'll be spending some time with my cousins, because my father was a twin. His birthday will have been the next day of the 28th of October. So I'll be spending it with them out west, because his twin sister has already passed. So it's the first time we're going to be together on their birthdays, right? So it's this cornhole family stuff here is we're all in this together.
We are. It never realized a dumb beanbag game would give me another whole family that I can love and cherish, and just be my authentic, stupid self, even when, my authentic, stupid two selves, I think, right? Because sometimes the other guy comes out after a couple too many IPAs. But I can be myself. I can not have to worry about being somebody else and just being me. It's amazing. I love it. I just, sometimes I lose my words, which just doesn't happen often, Doug.
No. And talk about family stuff. We talked about it last time on here. I'm going to put a website in the chat, in both chats. Helpboon.com to help out people in the Western North Carolina. We talk about the different families. My NASCAR family is kind of one of the guys from there is put that out, because he went to App State, has a lot of friends and family in around Boone, and so they've been hit pretty hard. So he's doing there's some shirts in that there on a website that 100% of the net proceeds will be going to the people in that area. So if you can help out, it would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, and I mean, when you sent me that link, I immediately went on and started looking at it. A lot of people down there lost a lot, right? And I'm not even just talking about material possessions. There was a lot of people that have lost their livelihood, and don't know when they're going to get it back from, some farmers, where I watched a video of like a guy lost like every one of his cows. And he's like, if you find them down the stream, just let me know if they're still alive. I'll come get them. There's still some cities that are still blocked off, right, from trees falling and other stuff like that. I know one of our candidates down here was talking to the governors of Georgia and North Carolina, South Carolina, one of the other candidates were out there helping with it. This is a time where we all need to come together and just help our friends. I joked with Jeremy when he was on here, but the Carolinas, Georgia, that is like the hotbed of the Virginias. That's kind of the hotbed of the cornhole community. Those are all our people.
Mhm.
If you can give $1, $2, $5, like I don't want someone to not be able to, pay for dinner tomorrow or gas next week. But if you can help those people around you, it usually comes right back to you in karma and helps you to, keep this community moving forward. So I know I saw a couple t-shirts. I'm going to be buying a few in just a bit. I just couldn't do it on my phone because my mobile platform was killing me.
Yeah.
So I got to do it on the phone. But thank you for reminding me because I will be getting a couple Help Boone shirts.
Yeah. So as I'm looking at the point, I'm getting messages. I feel like the real media here is what it's, because I've now got the trade for the Michigan Marauders after Jeremy Shimmerhorn sent a picture of Valley's two sons in front of their big screen with our faces on the big screen TV. Like, wow, there's some nightmares going to be happening there. But so the Michigan Marauders receive Caden Allen, the pick number 7 in the first round, and pick number 19 in the second round. The Colorado Timber receive the first pick overall and pick number 87 in round 6.
So they traded the first pick
for Caden Allen.
For Caden Allen and a couple other prime draft picks.
Yes.
Wow, that's pretty big.
Yep. Now they give up the first pick overall and a pick in the 6th round for Caden Allen and a pick in the 1st and another pick in the 2nd.
Jeremy Schermerhorn is like what was that draft day with Kevin Costner? So Jeremy Schermerhorn is Kevin Costner right now. Yeah. So that was a great movie.
Yeah.
Kind of behind the scenes of draft. That's what I want to see. Because I think my whole thing about drafts is that drama, right? Like you want to see what's going. I want to see the team sweating a little bit and try to make stuff happen. I think this season of teams, the way they're kind of mixing up a little bit, I think it's going to be pretty damn exciting this year.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yep. So I want to thank you for coming on with this here, because I know it was also you've been around for 5 years, and this is just, it's been a journey, and I can't wait. They kind of joked about off the top about it being do this again, and after for the 10th anniversary of the show, but.
Well, Doug, they kind of glossed over one of the jokes where it's only been about 4.5 years because you're late to every broadcast.
Yeah. I'm not though. It's I'm here.
Hey,
sometimes we get talking.
We need a Doug shirt that says "It starts when I start."
Yes. Yeah. That's how it is. And also shout out to Lily if you're watching. Had knee surgery today. Hope you have a speedy recovery, because your father's going to be messaging me the whole time. So, but yeah.
I've already gotten 7 messages.
Yeah.
All right, Doug, congratulations on 5 years. Looking for many, many more.
Thanks for joining me here over this last year. I know most of my stuff has been just this live stuff here, but I'm going to try and get back to doing some of the other recorded stuff. And then, but still doing this year hang here, because this is what I look forward to every week, and it should be fun. And I think, have we already talked? Are we doing a Friday show this week?
We're doing whatever, baby.
Okay, I think we're going to do a show Friday night. Not sure what time we're going to go live at, but because I have a family thing I have to do on Saturday night, so the family stuff is just kind of.
This next year and beyond, we're bringing the 3 C's: community, cornhole, and care.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think I'll be doing that. I'm already working with some stuff with Winging It to do some charity stuff. And if we can pull this off, it is going to be huge for the Canadian Cornhole World. Is that a thing? It's going to be. It'd be something that I would hope would then progress down to the States for the for to start doing the States.
Translate.
It's going to be very big. It'll be something I'll be proud of to be involved in. I've kind of brought this to Winging It. I said, what if we do this here? And Glenn and Kim were like, let's start talking about they're going to try and get some stuff in the works. And if it can work out, I'm going to be over the moon. So
yeah, so Doug is exploring some concepts up there to give back. We're looking at some other stuff down here in the States. We're looking at ways to expand our community in charitable giving.
Yep.
So if you guys have any ideas, hit us up on the Book of Face and the other platforms, and we can discuss more as we move forward through this year.
Mm-hmm. And watch for us being at an open around you, because you may get an invite to a invite-only event we could be doing. We've kind of talked about it. I just sprung that on him now because he didn't know I was going to say that.
We're doing stuff? What?
We kind of talked about it.
I have to talk to you in person?
Yeah, well, thoughts. Well, yeah. So, again, thank you, everyone, for coming on at this year's show and lasting around for it till the end for this, hour and 46 minutes. Thank you, Allie, for sticking around because, like I said, she's my favorite person in any live feed. She's always supportive there, and that, so it's greatly appreciated. So, you got anything else to say?
Listen, I just have to say thank you to all of you for making it possible for all of us to bring content to Cornhole, because we can't bring Cornhole content if people aren't playing. And we can't continue to bring content if you're not sharing, and subscribing. So please like the video, subscribe, tell your friends, because it's all about where you can only give back if you give a little to us.
Yeah, yes, Amanda, you're my favorite cousin in Belleville.
Amanda, he told me you're his biffle.
Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, it's this Cornhole world. I can't do anything without the people that watch, and I've like we said last week there. This last 90 days, I'm not sure just kind of what's going on with the show, but it's finally clicked, and having over 20,000 interactions in 90 days, when I've went from 20 in 90 days at some point. It's really kind of helped me kind of push along. Like you guys joke that, like I feel like quitting almost every other week, but there's times where it's just like, I don't have it in me to keep doing this here. And you got, battle after battle. And this is a
thankless job, but Doug also does have a Patreon that you can subscribe to if you go to the,
No, not Patreon. Facebook's, you can subscribe on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what it is. We're the only ones without a Patreon because we do hangs without it.
Yeah. Yeah. But you can subscribe on Facebook. This is where someone should be having the Sarah McLachlan music come in, because for less than a cup of coffee a month, you can subscribe to Down and Back on Facebook at $15 a year.
Say hello.
And I'm going to try and put some more content out for that there, some news, and with what I'll be doing. So, yeah, you can just do that there. And then maybe check out, like we had on the top of the show, Ben Coombs over on YouTube. You might see me talking. Well, you won't see me talking music. I'll be trying to incorporate Cornhole into it. If Ben will ever start going to concerts again and bringing me along, I'll try and do some content with some bands. He does some great content over there. He's got some guitarists that he has on from different bigger bands. And if you ever look at his show and you see Charles Green going to be on, watch it, because the stories that man has, from being the guy that took care of the back door at the Whiskey on the Sunset Strip back in the early 80s.
Dude, that man took care of the busiest door.
And he has a lot of story. I think he's been on Ben's show like 16 times now and hasn't done like the same story twice. If you want to know all the back dirt on Motley Crue when they were starting, you know, he was there. He was there the night the Quiet Riot was formed, and yeah, it's some interesting stuff. So check them out, and yeah, just be nice to each other, have fun throwing bags, and because it's just a fun game. That's all this is. So we'll be back Friday night, another hang. Maybe we'll talk about what's going on in Rock Hill this weekend. Maybe there'll be some more trades. We'll see. We'll let you all know what's going on.